welcome back to the Winner Go Home podcast presented by Game 7 Entertainment. Game 7 Pat here.
Game 7 Demo.
G7 Rob.
Yes, sir, and we back with another episode. And as always, we're going to get straight into it. Luka Doncic is a Laker, man. Like, we're not even going to waste no time. We're going to break the biggest news.
Sir.
I mean, that's fucking insane, man. I can't even put into words like my first reaction when seeing that. You were the first one of the group that saw it. So, what was your first reaction, bro? You go first.
I genuinely,
Do you remember where you were at?
Yeah, I was sitting in my fucking kitchen, scrolling my phone on Twitter as usual.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, and I didn't see the original tweet on my timeline.
Yeah.
I saw when Shams quote tweeted it
Tight.
and said, "This is 100% real."
Ooh, so
And
you got the confirmation.
I was like, "Yo, did Shams get hacked?"
Yeah, because that is kind of still like a hacky thing to say almost. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Low-key.
Damn.
Like, I was like, there's no way this is real. And I'm like going to the replies and I'm like, yo, like everyone's saying, nah, hacked. This is part of AD's trade show, part of AD's prank show. Like, bro, it just,
Imagine if it was though. That would.
it felt like
That
the
would've been
biggest,
crazy.
like that was the first time since the LeBron signing that I was like, only the Lakers could pull that off.
Yeah, only the Lakers could do something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember the LeBron signing. I mean, that was probably the biggest shock for me since, like, maybe the KD Warriors signing, probably. Like, that was, like, one of those
Okay.
days where it was like, how could this even be? And it wasn't a fun, how could this even be real life like this one is. This one is a lot more fun, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Unless you're a Mavericks fan.
Yeah, unless you're a Mavericks fan. I don't happen to be
My
one of those.
condolences to all the
Yeah.
Mavs
I
fans.
mean,
R.I.P., man.
I still think, you know.
AD?
Yeah, AD.
You should
Kyrie.
become a Mavs fan.
I do think they'll still
Why
be
they're
like,
down?
Well,
I still
they're not
think-
down, man. They're
I think they'll be
they're in a
nice,
good position.
but I don't think that like they could win a title.
Let's talk about that then first. I mean, let's talk about the Mavs side first. I mean, we know the obvious side of the Lakers. We'll get to them. Let's talk about the Mavs then. So, what seat? So, do you think they avoid the play-in? That's the first question you got to think about. I feel like.
Oh, 100%.
On paper, the way their roster is, I would say yes.
Mhm.
But they're currently what, like 12th or 13th in the West?
Let's find that out right now.
I mean, yeah, but to that, they're also beating like good teams right now.
They did just beat my Celtics earlier today.
No, I mean, to be fair, the
Yep.
game before this, they like got spanked by like what 30-40 the whole time.
Yeah,
but that was
they
the
let
first
the Cavs
trade.
put up what, 50 points in a quarter.
But that's the Cavs, and we also came up with like a
So,
slight
so
conspiracy.
they jumped up to 8th since the Luka trade.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
So I think they could avoid the play-in, but there's some tough teams.
I think they could get past the Wolves and the Clippers.
But yeah, looking at these teams, I think the Mavs are better than these teams, man. Oh
So
shoot.
yeah, I genuinely do think then that the I think there's a good like 60-70% chance that the Mavs get that sixth seed spot.
Yeah,
100%.
Lakers probably hold down that 5 or 4, or even above. We got to see how Luka plays.
That is true.
Obviously, he said he'll make his debut on Monday. We're gonna have to see that. I mean, what do you think this Mavs team can bring in the playoffs that might make them like? So you think they're a first round or second round exit? You said.
I was talking about the Warriors.
Oh,
We'll
the
talk about
Warriors.
That.
Okay.
We'll get there, but
Yeah, but what about the Mavs? Where do you think they can go in the? What's their peak and what's their floor?
their
That's how we
floor
kinda
is
have to-
obviously the play-in, and then you don't make it to the playoffs. I think that's
You
their
think-
like
I
absolute
think their floor is like the first round, bro.
I don't know. I think they make the playoffs no matter what. With the energy
100%.
I saw tonight from like Kyrie, if they stay healthy, let me.
Well, yeah, because we're talking
for
about
sure
when
stay
you
on
say
that.
floor, I'm
Yeah.
thinking like everything's going wrong
That's true, and they could get injured, and then Max Christie leads them to the playoffs,
or to the play-in,
to the play-in maybe.
and then they
at
just
least.
get bounced and like
I feel like that's probably the floor. That would be my floor is the play,
feel
getting
that.
bounced in the play-in.
But Max Christie tough, man.
Well,
He's
so-
showing signs over in Dallas, but but you also gotta understand most of these people. Never mind.
Nah, go ahead.
Go
finish that
ahead. No,
thought.
I was
please,
gonna
please.
say. I was gonna say when you play next to like good pieces like LeBron and stuff like that. Not saying over in Dallas there's not a lot of good pieces. You got to share the rock with Kyrie and eventually AD. But until you do got to play with such big pivotal players, it's like that's your time to shine. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
And LeBron is definitely one of, if not the most ball dominant player in the league,
100%.
which
So
is
it's
going
like,
to change.
And we talked about that LA pressure. Only some can handle it.
So yeah, to what y'all are saying, if Kyrie ends up becoming injured or whatever, and you see a lot more Max Christie out there, it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be looking nice.
And then their ceiling, I say conference finals. That's if everything goes right.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Who? So you think we got to look at the teams they would have to beat out here, kind of?
So yeah, in the best case scenario, they get that 6th seed,
Okay.
and then they probably end up matching. That would be with the Rockets.
Yeah, I would say we could probably hold down that 3 seed the way we're looking. We're looking a little shaky right now. So.
Denver might snatch it from you though.
But that's what I'm saying. If Denver plays this Mavericks team, AD
Versus Jokic.
AD has proven that he doesn't really guard Jokic right.
Yeah.
That's not a matchup for AD.
I mean,
It's not. It's just not. I
and
mean,
it's not to
brutally
say
honest.
that like it's an AD thing. It's like
No,
Jokic
I mean,
is
it's
the
not a
best
matchup for.
Yeah, I was about to say.
True.
It's not a matchup
That's
for
yeah,
anyone.
That's. I mean, Wemby maybe, but even
But
then,
even then, we saw
I
Jokic
guess,
hooping on Wemby, bro. Like Jokic is just him right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
but okay, even then though, it's not a matchup for him. You know, it doesn't change the
Yeah.
fact that it's not. Even if it's not a matchup for anybody else, it's
It's
really
still,
not.
like-
It's proven to
But-
be not a matchup for
But
AD.
to be fair, at what point is like, does Jokic stop doing what Jokic does? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause-
Not anytime soon.
Well, but
brother.
as like
Not
a
anytime
as a
soon, I
Nuggets
agree.
team as a whole, it's like there's gonna be maybe one game eventually where he just doesn't play as expected. You know what I'm saying? Like he's getting double doubles at least every night. You know what I'm saying?
bro,
So,
he's damn near getting a triple double.
no,
every night.
110%. Yeah, I'm
He's
just not
hooping.
trying to glaze, but I feel like, you know what I'm saying? If for whatever reason you take him out for like a game and he's not playing as he should be, then it's like, and just say that game's against the Mavericks.
Well, then the Mavs still need to win 3 more before the.
I mean, that's
fucking Nuggets
that is
win 4.
understandable.
And even then, I just thought about it. You know who is a good matchup for Jokic? I would say Cat almost. Cat's a good matchup for Jokic. Cat guarded Jokic. I feel like decently in that series they won against him.
Yeah, but they would both have to get all the way to the finals for that to even.
That's true.
play
I'm
in.
just saying that to go back to the point of, well, no one can match up against Jokic. There is some bigs that I feel like they can't stop him, but they match up against him.
And they do a good job of like slowing them down. Making
And I
life
say
difficult
Gobert is
for 'em.
almost like that too in a way. Gobert can make life difficult for Jokic.
I think-
Jokic still gets the better of him in most matchups, but there's sometimes Gobert gets them.
So yeah, if it's the Nuggets at the 3 seed, I don't think the Mavs get past the Nuggets. I'm gonna be honest.
Me neither. I would have to agree with that.
But if it's
It's
the
a-
Rockets,
Woo! Okay, let's talk about it. It's happened before, the Texas matchup. It's happened in the first round before.
y'all
we
have a
won.
really good defense
They won 1-2.
as a team, but that one-on-one matchup of AD against Sengun is like concerning for me.
Yeah.
If
I
I was
see
a
that.
Rockets fan, I'd be very worried about Sengun having to guard.
So they
AD.
got they're gonna have one of the which I forgot which Martin it is that they have. Is it Cody or Caleb? It's one of them. They're gonna have him guarding Jalen Green. I would assume that's what that
Yeah.
matchup is.
And
Who's
then
guarding
they
him
still
in?
got PJ.
Oh, fuck, that's who's guarding him in. And I don't want to see Dallas in the playoffs. I'll be honest. Their crowd in the playoffs gets turned. But that's the thing. This year is the crowd in the play. Is their crowd really gonna get turned for them, man? Like, do I really
there's
have to be
still
worried
gonna
about that?
There's still gonna be some residual depression from the Luka trade.
They
into
still
the
haven't
play-
played a home
I don't
game.
know, but that's assuming that because the playoffs are still like what 30-some games away.
Something might change if they have a
Yeah.
spark. But I'm just
They
saying
could
we
end
haven't
up
seen
getting
them.
behind
We haven't
AD.
seen them play at home yet. We don't know the reaction from the fans, like in game yet. what it's
Obviously,
gonna
the
be.
first game is
Ooh.
gonna be
It's gonna be LeBron
tense.
back to Cleveland levels, like tense. I think it might be worse than LeBron back. Have you ever seen clips from the game where LeBron goes back to Cleveland, bro?
I don't believe
They're like
so.
all booing him, all
Bro, there
crazy.
was hatred in that building.
It's like you
There
can,
was hatred.
bro.
in
You
that
can
building.
feel it even. Like I never watched it live, and even watching it back, you can feel like the tension, dude. It's like holy shit. Like I don't know how to explain it. You're gonna probably see it with
D-Wade
this
was
matchup.
getting interviewed about it. Said you could cut the fucking tension in there with a knife.
Yep, and I believe that, man. That's gonna be the type of matchups we see with like Jimmy versus the Heat, man.
Yeah, that's one where there's gonna be a lot of like mutual like.
He's going back to Miami the first game. It's like in a couple weeks. He's going back to Miami. And you know how Miami fans are gonna get, man, because he was talking that shit to Miami, man. And he was like, the whole way it happened, like he's supposed to be a Heat legend. He will be, I think, in the long term. But
Once
like,
they kind of get over it.
yeah, but like the way he's doing it right now,
Because it wasn't like a KD level of like betrayal.
No, but it was like the Heat fans had enough of Jimmy. I feel like from what I was seeing on Twitter, at least.
At first, when the news first came out, the Heat fans were like, "No, that's Jimmy, that's our guy," and then Jimmy was slandering the fucking franchise and the organization and Pat Riley, and like he just made sure that there wasn't any love lost.
Yeah, and that's we can move on to that. I mean, at this point, like the Jimmy trade is just. I don't know if it moves the needle for me, man.
Well, we still got to talk about the Lakers side.
That's
of the
true.
Luka trade.
You're right. Let's slow it down. We jumped the gun a little bit. Let's talk about Luka.
So
Who wants to
Lakers-
start about Luka? You got it. You got it.
The Lakers got their guy for the next 10 years.
You think he never? You think he doesn't leave for 10 years? I think he signs maybe one extension. I don't know. He might.
I
want
think
out.
obviously we can't see into the future. We don't have the
Obviously.
crystal ball from Adam Silver's front office. But,
I do.
Well, but assuming that he loves it in LA and they win a championship between now and 10 years from now, and like he's winning MVPs, he's got all of the media, like the LA lifestyle off the court, all the business opportunities right next to Hollywood and all that. Like, I think, like, bro, he was loyal to Dallas, so ain't no way he can't grow to appreciate LA. And I know as Texans, like we were just talking about, I'd rather live in Dallas than LA.
Yeah.
But not everyone is wired that way.
Yeah,
That's
but I
true.
think Luka from a European background is probably more likely to be wired that way than the average American.
That is also a good point.
Bless me.
But we would have
Bless
bless you. We'll have to we'll have to see. Yeah, bless me. He's bringing his way to the podcast.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see how he adapts to LA because obviously we don't know. Like because the first couple of days he was just shell shocked. You could tell. Like now we're finally seeing some smiles from him. We're seeing LeBron go crazy against the Warriors right now in the first half, and Luka's all fucking cheesing his ass off.
Lakers are showing out for Luka like he's a fine shit.
Greetings, fine shit. Yeah, that is how it is. And yeah, LeBron, there's like a new pep in his step, man. Now, can he keep this going? I don't know, but if he can, man, I think we got to look at the Lakers like they're finals contenders now after this.
Yeah,
trade.
especially because they went as soon as they got Luka, and AD for years was like, "Can y'all get a center? Can y'all get me a center? I really want a center." They were like, "You are the center." And then like as soon as they trade AD and Luka's like, "I don't know. I think we might need a center." They were like, "Let's go get one then."
Yeah, we need that center.
They got a better center than I thought they would be capable of getting.
Yeah.
I thought their market was looking like Rob Williams, Valanciunas, Vucevic, who out of those three, Rob Williams obviously be the best fit.
Yeah.
Maybe, if you're trying to give up a little bit more, you go get like Nick Claxton. But I think Mark Williams
Talked about Jalen Duren too.
or Jalen Duren who's
Yep.
in there. I didn't see that one happening. I felt like Detroit still sees him as an important piece.
They at least called for him, but it probably wouldn't have happened. He's such a nice piece.
To go get Mark Williams, a guy who fits Luka's timeline,
Yeah.
fits the on-court, things that they need. When Rob Pelinka was in that press conference talking about what you want out of your center, Mark Williams checks pretty much all of those boxes. It's only his third year in the league, so he's got plenty of room to grow. He's got plenty of years of basketball to give you.
Yeah.
It was fun seeing Dalton Connect light up crypto, but it's just that's the business side of it. To get something, you got to give something up.
You want to know the problem I have though?
What's up?
Injuries with him, man.
He is injury prone,
Yeah.
but so is AD.
But that's what I'm saying.
And so
Like, why are they
so
fucking
I would
taking-
say like
another chance with that?
8 out of 10 big men that move that well tend to have injury problems.
That's true, but this guy,
Chet hasn't played since November.
I just feel like this guy's recent injury problems. I feel like if there is now, like you said, there's probably no chance to get Duren, but if there is any chance, they should have pushed harder for him because I feel like has more stability on that side. I've seen him play a lot more games.
Like
Then
Rob
I've seen-
Williams, injury issues, Nick Claxton.
That's true.
I
But
can't-
Rob Williams, they could have bought for cheaper.
Yeah, but
for sure.
Portland was asking for a first anyways.
Did they give up 2? No, for Mark.
They gave up a first and a pick swap.
Yeah. So, I mean, not exactly.
And then their best young.
But they
piece.
might have Luka when that pick swap happens anyway, so it might not. It really might not matter. What do you think about the Lakers, man? What are your initial reactions to how you think? Like,
Well,
where do you put them
initially, I was chilling with my girl, and then my phone was blowing up, and so after I had dropped her off, I was looking and I was peeping. Well, after she dipped, I was peeping. I was like, "Damn!"
Trying to tell your girl about the Luka trade.
Man, I mean, I looked at my phone. I was like, "Man, everybody's talking about Luka got traded to the Lakers," and she was like, "Okay, like she didn't really care."
Damn,
I was
Who
like,
is that?
That's
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying? Type, and I was just like, "Damn." Like, she still showed that, you know how girls be. They be caring.
No,
yeah,
it's cool.
But I was like, damn.
The way that
So-
we act when they tell us about something that happened in their show.
You know what I'm saying?
Type
yeah, it's
shit,
like,
type
yeah.
shit.
Yeah. But, so then I was like, damn. So then I seen what y'all was saying, and then I went to Twitter, went to Instagram, and it's all over Instagram. Like, I went to bed, woke up the next morning, that bitch still all on my feed. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, like, I can't get away from it.
No,
You know
it's
what I'm
huge
saying?
news.
Yes, it was. It was huge. And then we were talking about, like, why would they make that happen?
Yeah.
Or, like, what was going on behind closed doors, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's crazy to see that, you know what I'm saying, like, Luka's going to be at the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? And
Have
mean-
you seen the? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean at the end of the day, I mean that makes the NBA kind of a lot more enjoyable in a way.
100%.
One of the
100%.
top 5 jersey sellers goes to the number 1 market for
Yeah.
for
He's
jersey
gonna be the
sales.
number 1 jersey
Oh,
seller.
100%. I forgot who said it, man. But
Shaq.
No, it wasn't that exactly, but someone said it's going to be in every frat house in America.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who said
saw
it,
that on
but
Twitter.
I was like, yeah, every white dude in a frat house is definitely going to be wearing a fucking
Yeah, someone
Luka.
on Twitter said.
Like if they weren't already
LA is,
wearing the
yeah.
Mavericks jersey, they're definitely wearing the
Yeah.
Lakers jersey.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
said Lakers 77 is finna do historic numbers.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the frat house. That's what the direct quote. That's what it was. You're right. And yeah, that's true. I could see it now, and I think Adam Silver probably had a hand in that.
A little bit. So here's what I wanted to actually
Yeah.
talk about real quick.
You're good.
Is the Mavericks ownership,
Yeah.
because Mark Cuban is no longer
Nope.
majority, shareholder, so he hasn't been directly involved in the decision making for a little while.
No.
But a lot of people on the net are talking about the Mavs owners are trying to open up a casino in Dallas.
Yeah. Heard this.
And so the theory, the conspiracy theory, is that they want to tank the Maverick franchise's value
Yeah.
so that they can use it as leverage with the league and with the city of Dallas of like, listen, we want to build a casino here, but if y'all aren't going to let us, then we'll just move this franchise that no
To
one gives
Vegas.
a fuck about anymore to Vegas.
Yeah.
And so it's like they traded Luka to kind of like sabotage, tank the value of the franchise.
And we'll trade it to our buddy LeBron because he's going to invest in our franchise once he retires.
Exactly. So it's like,
Yeah.
I thought that was
something
definitely
he's been very clear about doing.
something to bring up, something to talk about.
Yeah, like Ian, you gotta look at the way it's going in Vegas with Tom Brady owning some of the Raiders right now. I'm so serious.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron has been very vocal about owning a team the same way Tom Brady was when he was playing. So LeBron's most definitely gonna do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he does it in the same market Tom Brady's doing it in, because that would just make a lot of sense.
For me, also, while we're talking about Vegas real quick, I think if you're going to move a franchise instead of start a franchise, especially with what just happened with the trade deadline, which we'll get to in a little bit because
Yeah.
it was the next trade right after, the Kings are not trending in the right direction right now. They were for a couple years, but before that, they had a 17-year playoff drought. Sacramento, they have a
Yeah,
passionate
that's the problem.
fan base, but it's a very small market.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't even have to rebrand. Like the Kings, that would be a very fitting like Vegas, because deck a card, top card is a king.
The only
So
problem
it's
with
like-
the Kings is they built the new stadium just a couple
That's a
years
good
ago.
point as well.
The Golden One.
So I don't know, just because I'm not a Vegas native,
Yeah.
but I have family in Vegas. I spent every summer and Christmas as a kid there, so I do feel a little bit of affiliation with Vegas.
No,
And so it's like, if they're going to get a team, I want it to be a team where the branding makes sense. Because I'm already mad that, like, before they had the WNBA team, I was telling all my friends and stuff years ago, like, if Vegas ever gets a team, it should be called the Aces.
bro.
And then
That
they
was
started the
pretty funny.
WNBA team,
That
and
was
they
pretty
named
funny.
that shit the Aces. And I'm like, man, y'all wasted the perfect name on the women's team.
Speaking of WNBA, the trademark got made for the Comets again the other day by the WNBA. So we may or may not. Little side note: we may or may not be seeing a return of a WNBA team in Houston, which would be
Hey,
that would be
that-
hella fire.
That would be pretty lit.
Yeah.
Because the Comets were a cool ass team. I can't lie. And the WNBA is taking off, man. Respect to it.
Yeah.
Got trade for Caitlin Clark.
No, they kind of. Hey, some people said they kind of set off the trades with all the crazy shit that was going on in the WNBA before. I don't know if y'all saw that, but like there was like a lot of trades and crazy shit going on in the WNBA like right before the Lucas shit.
Keep it buck did not see that.
Oh yeah,
shit.
you don't be following. You barely be following.
Well,
the
nah,
NBA.
it's like WNBA. So it's like,
Brother,
did you
yeah.
see that shit, Dimitri?
No.
Just
I mean, I'm
curious.
just saying the real hoop heads saw that shit because they be following basketball and not just
Not just the men.
No, I'm not even saying that.
Well, I thought we were talking about basketball.
I'm not even saying that, bro. Have you ever, bro? WNBA arguably is more of a pure game of
you know how the
basketball.
last
It's
episode
like
I
this-
said I would whoop Tyler Hero?
no, bro. I promise you.
1v1
You're not good at
any
basketball.
WNBA star. Give me Brittany Griner.
Maybe if you're good at basketball. You can't even 1v1 one of us and beat us, man. That's the problem. man.
Bro, listen, do we need to do a G7 game of 21?
That would be embarrassing.
For you.
Listen, I ain't even gonna say
Bro,
too much.
tell the
I'll let
camera the
game
last
do the
time.
talking.
Tell the camera the last time y'all beat me. Answer that question.
I'll let the game do the talking.
You want to tell them about last time we played 21 and I broke your shit multiple times?
That's just crazy. I don't know.
I don't know. When
I
this
don't remember that
happened.
one.
Yeah,
Nah, see,
I don't know about that one.
you would see. You would remember. I don't know. I wouldn't remember.
I got short term. But on a serious note, yeah, this trade
It's
though.
okay, Dory.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
keep swimming.
Alright, bro. Spurs acquired De'Aaron Fox from the Kings, man.
That's
Fox
huge.
finally
That is huge.
finally got out of there. Actually, not even finally, man. It took a week. Like that's crazy, man. He
You
said
do
I want
kinda-
out. He said I want out. They got him out.
But
And
you
he
do
said,
kind of
said,
feel
I want to go
bad.
there.
They
They
said
said, okay.
you'll go
But
there.
you do feel bad for De'Aaron Fox because he was kind of like he was loyal to the Kings for a little while, and they're just a shitty ass franchise. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Well, they
If
had a
he-
little something going
That's
there for a
crazy.
second.
yeah, but they were still a shitty franchise. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah, I
in
do
that
think
regard, with him
the-
being the number one
crazy.
in the Kings, it's like if he says he wants to go somewhere, you let him go where the fuck he wants.
Damn,
man.
you say De'Aaron Fox is number one in the Kings?
Bro,
Tripping
who-
on Sabonis?
Oh, my fault, y'all. Sabonis is definitely number one, but we have to also be real here. De'Aaron Fox is like number 1.5, so it's like De'Aaron Fox is the real number one.
Nah, bro.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from because that's the guy that they drafted and then they traded for Sabonis.
Yeah, well, that's exactly
To pair him with
my
Fox.
point. They traded Tyrese Halliburton.
Man, there was a point the Pacers, man. We're good, man. I like the
They're
Pacers.
still alright. I mean, they're in the
So is
East.
that going
Yeah.
to be your team?
Every team in the
Nah,
East,
bro,
every
listen,
team
I
in the
still-
East has a chance all the time.
I can't, bro. I don't like Tyrese's inconsistency,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, it's just
yeah. You don't like Tyrese's inconsistency, yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than being consistently ass.
Like Miles Bridges.
No. Listen. On TV. But nah. Back on the trade though.
So
Yeah,
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, I love the De'Aaron Fox fit, man. I just watching the game the other day against the Hawks. Like, cause we watched the first time the Spurs played the Hawks, and it was a close back and forth game, and the Spurs were killing the Hawks in this game. They had a little bit of chance at the end because the Hawks were coming back, but most of the game was just the Spurs like running circles around the Hawks. Even with
Literally.
Fox was going, man.
There was one play where
Yeah.
Wemby like snagged his rebound out like fucking 12 feet in the air,
Alien.
and he just handed it to Fox.
Yeah.
And like 2 seconds later, Fox is getting the and one at the rim.
No, 100%. And then the play where Fox blows the layup a little bit and then Wemby's right there on the putback. Like, that's... No one's going to be able to help on Wemby because Fox is one of the fastest players in the NBA.
And then if you double down on Fox, you got a
Yes.
7'4" sniper at the top of your
And so if
team.
you don't double down on Fox, he just has a lot of space. And we were seeing... I felt like I saw that a lot. Fox just had way more space than he had in Sacramento because there was no Sabonis. No disrespect. Like... Wemby instead of Sabonis makes a way bigger difference than I would have even thought. Like, I knew it would have made a difference, but just looking at it in the first game, he has so much space to operate. And I think De'Aaron Fox is going to kind of blossom under that.
And also, I'd say the Spurs have more shooting than the Kings.
That's true too.
100%.
So he can dish it to more people. He can be a better playmaker.
Because Chris Paul, he's not like a shooter, but he's not a slouch from three.
Yeah.
He can knock him down. Devin Vassell's a sniper. They got, what's his name? Keldon Johnson can shoot him from time to time. Sohan can't really shoot him. Castle, he does need to work on his three ball as well.
But Castle's
around.
a good person to dish it to, just get that bucket still. He's a good cut dish.
He's a good cut dish, and he's a good decision maker.
Yeah,
so
that's
if he
true,
gets
too.
the ball on a kick out and he's not like wide open enough to line up the laces and really give it a good effort, then he's not gonna like throw the ball away over panicking.
I will say the chemistry doesn't look awkward. Like, it's already game one and it doesn't look awkward at all. Like, to me, like, I thought
Pretty
maybe
seamless.
Yeah, I thought maybe Castle. They put Castle and Fox out there a couple of times. Looked pretty regular. Like, it looked like it could work.
They had Chris Paul and Fox out there with a De'Aaron running the two, and
Yep.
that looked fine too.
Yep, I agree. And I'm very surprised that it did. And they don't even have Pop back yet, man. Like, that's something I talked about on my video. Like, they still don't have Popovich back. Whoever their assistant coach is,
He's doing a good job.
He's
bro.
doing a great job. I gotta
They
get
were
the
talking about
name.
that on the Jeff Teague podcast about like, they might just not.
Mitchell Johnson, man. Mitchell Johnson's going to get a head coaching job if he doesn't. Yeah, if Pop doesn't come back, he'll get the job at the Spurs. But if Pop comes back, he's going to get a job somewhere else.
Yeah, and
I would assume.
it would be a very Pop thing to do to just retire mid-season because your interim assistant is doing a good job.
But how could you see this team and be like, you don't want to
Exactly. So that's why I don't think
get your
it'll
hands
happen.
on it?
But I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
It's just like a here you go type shit.
If this guy's really that guy, and he seems like he's getting more confident. At first, he looked a little shell-shocked, I feel like. But now he looks like he's running the shit. Like,
I feel that.
he knows
I
what
feel
he's
that.
doing now. And I like to see that, man.
I had a 6th grade art teacher who was like die-hard Spurs fan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And she was like from that like
Texas shit.
Apparently she from that like Tim Duncan and like
Yeah.
motherfucking Tony Parker.
She's a diehard Spurs fan.
Bro,
That
yeah,
makes
so she
sense.
was like die-hard, and so like she would love to see some shit like this. And I mean, I think she's still alive.
Yeah, so she probably is loving.
She probably loves to see this shit.
she
you know
got a
what I'm saying?
fucking Wemby art piece that she made.
Bro, she
hanging up
probably
in
be
her
like
classroom.
sleeping with a Wemby pillow and shit like that. Like, bro,
Okay,
she diehard
don't
Spurs.
overdo it.
Diehard Spurs fan.
I really want to see. This goes to my thing. I would love to see a Spurs Lakers series. If we don't see a Spurs Lakers series this playoffs, I'm gonna feel a little
Pull
bit
up the
robbed.
seeding. Let's
Let's
see. Let's see if it.
What
can
has
shake
to
out that
happen?
way.
I mean, at this point, everything can shake out because their West is just so close.
So the Spurs are in 12th. Ooh.
But they're gonna move up, man.
They will.
They're
They'll start
a better
climbing.
team, and then they can get in the play-in, and then it can happen in the second round. I think the
I think
Spurs and the
Spurs-
Lakers are two teams that are gonna go past the first round, in my opinion. Just looking at it, that might be a bold prediction right now.
Especially if the
but-
Nuggets leapfrog the Rockets and then
Yeah.
Rockets Lakers series.
Yeah, I could see them winning that.
I would
could
see the Lakers winning that as
I
well.
could see
Also, the Lakers are 3 games back.
the path for the Rockets. That is crazy. That's what I'm saying. The way that's what I'm trying to tell you. Right now, everything can shake out. So looking at the standings isn't a lot of help. Like,
Bless me.
Bless you.
bless you. But looking at the same, like, a lot of shit can still shake out. I think the Rockets' best path to winning the first round matchup would be seeing the Clippers and getting that James Harden, getting that James Harden revenge.
A little bit.
Not revenge, but you know what I mean. But looking at the other teams in this trade, man, like, we know Spurs, they won the deal, man. Like, I don't think there's a lot of disputing.
100%.
People didn't talk about how bad this deal was for other teams besides the Spurs.
It was
just
terrible
because-
for Chicago,
Yeah,
first of all.
but it happened right after the Luka deal, so no one's like going on a huge witch hunt. You know what I mean?
I was thinking in my head, and I was talking to some of my 2K friends about
Yeah.
this. Because I used to, run the basketball Instagram page
Yeah.
back when I was younger. And so I had this, headline that I cooked up in my head of, because I was thinking about how once the Luka trade went through, it's like every front office just threw caution to the wind. And they were
Yeah.
like, fuck it, let's make a big deal then. Let's shake up our roster
Yeah.
in ways that they wouldn't have been willing if it wasn't for the Luka trade. And so it was like, it was reminding me of how, the domino effect of one team does it, so now everyone's doing it. And I was thinking about you know how they talk about with nuclear war, it would be mutually assured destruction, and that's why they don't do it. And so I was thinking about all that, and I was in my head, I was like, mutually assured reconstruction. How the Lakers and Mavs pushing the button sent everyone over the edge.
Yeah. And now it's like nuclear war in the NBA. That's why someone said it's NBA 9/11.
Straight up, bro. Like, as more and more big trades came through, it just like solidified that this is probably the biggest trade deadline in league history.
Yeah, let's secure that right now. This was the biggest trade deadline in NBA history, bar none, and it probably will never be. It probably will not be topped until I'm in my grave. Like I can say that, like unless the NBA just becomes this.
This
it's
was
not
some
gonna be
2K
topped.
shit, bro.
Yeah.
This was some My League Year 5 shit.
It was a crazy. I remember seeing that free agency when like Paul George went to the Clippers and all that shit. Like that crazy free agency where the duos happened.
That was nothing.
And I thought that was like, man, this is the craziest NBA offseason. This is never gonna be topped. And it got topped by a fucking trade deadline.
That we are on record saying sounds like it's gonna be pretty quiet.
Yeah. Couple episodes back, we were like, man, this is looking like there's nowhere to move anybody.
Like most teams are just gonna stand pat.
Because to move anybody, you have to blow shit up like crazy, and then the Luka Doncic trade.
It's like fuck it, we blowing shit up. Let's blow shit up.
That's why the Luka Doncic trade. You're right with your assessment, where it just uncorks everything. Because it's like, oh, you're gonna trade Luka. If you're gonna trade Luka, then
nothing is completely off the table. Let's make some calls.
Yeah, and then I think that's how De'Aaron Fox gets to San Antonio in a way.
Shout out my boy Zach LaVine, finally getting out of Chicago, going to a team where I think he'll be a pretty good fit.
Did you see?
Obviously, their ceiling is not great. Like, I'd be surprised.
That's what I was about to get into.
I'd be surprised if they made it to the second round.
Beat me there, yeah.
Very surprised.
Yeah.
No, I'd be surprised if they made it to the first round.
I don't know. I could see it.
Man, did you see the take that? I think Kenny said it. They're like Chicago Bulls of the West, man.
Yeah.
And I think
you swap Vucevic with Sabonis.
And I think that in the West that you don't get away with that. In my opinion. Did they win their first game? They played the other night with LaVine, man.
Oh, LaVine played?
Yeah, so
I missed that. For those of y'all that don't know, Zach LaVine, when I was younger, was like my favorite player.
They're playing right now against the Trailblazers.
Oh, what's Zach got? Like before the age of, Jalen Green and
14.
Anthony Edwards and like the only guy that was really hyper athletic that could also shoot the three was Zach LaVine.
Yup.
Low key.
And so he was like the prototype for the kind of player a lot of teams are looking for now.
They lost.
And so for a good while, I was on that Zach LaVine hype train. Like back when he was in Minnesota, I remember when he first got traded to Chicago, I was like, he's gonna be an all-star now.
Hey, early in Chicago, he was hooping. Early on,
and then they
Chicago.
built a pretty good team around him, but probably the most important piece on that team, not in terms of the most talented, but most crucial to the way they were playing, was Lonzo. And we all know how that
He got re-signed, though.
He did.
A little side note, because we're probably not going to talk big about it.
Shout out to Lonzo. He got a 2-year, $20 million contract.
I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
Because, he could have gone somewhere else for sure, but he seems happy in Chicago, and all the fans love him, man. Like, the fans are super nice to him in Chicago, so I like that, man.
Because it's like D-Rose light. Where it's like he was a really promising young guard for us, and then he got injured, and now he's coming back.
I think they might just be a loving fan base, kind of looking at the track history. Yeah. Like Taj Gibson and Joakim Noah, they all, like, from my perspective, they all seem to still love those guys.
They still love Carlos Boozer and Luol Deng.
That's what I'm saying. Man. Like Chicago Bulls fans are like they're a pretty cool fan base. I feel like
because they spent so long in purgatory after MJ retired the second time. That like it's crazy that we got specified which retirement. There's 3 of them.
Hey, that's a lot of the greats in a lot of the sports though. Like he kind of set the precedent almost.
Yeah, but they were in purgatory for a little bit. For like cool
before
10 years.
D-Rose. The prodigal son, man.
I hope he signs like a 1-day contract with the Bulls.
Has that not already happened?
It might have.
back to the internet again. We're gonna
He
keep the
would
tabs
never do
open so we
that.
know how many times we had to go to the internet and search shit up.
Because as it stands right now, he retired as a Grizzly, bro.
Career end, but it doesn't say. Since he... What the fuck? Since his retirement, everybody has seen a much more open and expressive D Rose. Okay. That's good, I guess.
He got his jersey.
So they retired his jersey.
They're gonna send number 1 up to the Raptors.
Yep, here it is right here. Yep. Nice. Next season. Damn, next season. Hey, that's must see television.
We're gonna have to pour one out for D Rose, bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
Must see television.
I take a shot.
You might
for my
just
nigga
straight up have to like be a Google casual and type the question in. Like, did Derrick Rose sign a 1-day contract?
Okay, I got you.
With the Bulls.
We go to AI. Rose.
That would be smart to do though, cause like, what the fuck else? I ain't doing that stupid shit.
Contract.
Yeah, bro, I tried. No, yeah, AI did it, of course. Yeah, he retired with the Memphis Grizzlies to be Ja Morant's father.
I'm saying,
bro.
bro.
No disrespect to Ja Morant's real father. I mean, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
Fuck you, Tate.
You may be Demetrius' father, but we all know who Ja's dad is.
I forgot his motherfucking name is Demetrius, bro. He's like...
Every time I'm watching the Grizzlies and he starts doing some head ass shit, I'm just like,
bro,
Demetrius.
Because I've never seen Marcus Rashford without United.
Curry mad, bro. He was getting like fucked up, man.
Fuck Curry.
When I say Demetrius, this is what I mean.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so... I mean, shout out Zach LaVine. The Bulls got the short end of the stick here, but they got Zach LaVine off their books. So
are we going to talk about how the
win.
Spurs kept all the Hawks picks?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, but that's the Spurs, man. They've always had a good front office. I think, if anything, this showed us that good front offices that are good. Like, bad front offices are bad.
And they get their best trades done with bad front offices.
Yeah, like the Bulls and the Sacramento Kings are historically bad front offices, and in this trade, they proved that they are still bad front offices. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
you have to make sure your shit's plugged in.
I got you. I was already prepared.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I think Trey Jones is a good piece. I like Trey Jones.
Yeah.
But the Spurs aren't gonna miss him because they get Fox. So
yeah,
you know. But the Bulls will like him.
But he's their third string fucking point guard.
Who's
Giddey and Lonzo.
Bro,
and Kobe White, if you want to.
So
talk about
yeah,
that.
Jesus.
I'm surprised he didn't get moved.
Yeah, so Trey Jones is probably gonna get moved eventually. But Trey Jones is a good piece. He needs to be respected. That's all I'm gonna say.
He would do good in Phoenix.
Yeah.
They can.
Well, they have Tyus Jones. Are they related?
They're brothers.
Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure. I was pretty sure. I just didn't want to sound stupid.
Yeah.
They get Kevin Huerter also, who's kind of not washed, but
shooting 29% from 3.
So yeah, no, never mind. He's washed. Yeah.
Yeah. He's very washed.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen him this season, so that's I would assume. And Zach Collins is all right this season. I have seen him.
He's like a very average role player, big man.
He's all right. You know what I'm saying? That's the best I can say.
A little bit of a
about
nothing burger.
And he'll help.
A little bit of a nothing burger.
Oh my gosh! I was about to say he'll help fill Vucevic's void, but Vooch is still
Vooch
there.
is still there.
That's insane.
They're just rocking out with Vooch and Kobe White.
Yeah, I mean, screw it, man.
They gotta love being in purgatory or something. Yeah. There's no other
That
explanation.
goes back to bad front offices, man. They just don't because the Kings are kind of like I said in purgatory too, because they're kind of just like the Bulls now. Because they don't want
to commit to the rebuild.
Because then it's like, oh, we didn't make the playoffs for 16 years last time we rebuilt. We're scared. Like, that's what it is.
Shaking in my
Yeah,
boots.
we can't do that. Like,
I might lose my job.
Is it still Vlade? There's no way. If it is, this solves everything. Kings GM.
No, it's Monty.
Okay. Who is this guy from?
I don't fucking know.
Princeton. So this guy's supposed to be
He's a
smart.
football player.
Oh, Houston Rockets, huh?
He was in that Daryl Morey infrastructure.
Yeah, he was. Wow. He's a Daryl Morey disciple. Of course, he would do some just aggressive, I just want to make the playoffs type shit.
Awesome shit. We'll just shuffle our deck until we land on a winner.
So he's right after Vlade and Peja. Okay. That makes sense. That's insane, though. He's from the Rockets.
And the Bulls GM.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck?
Well, I know he's been bad. I don't know his name, but I've heard of him a lot. What's GM?
Mark Eversley.
London, England.
Born 1968 or 1969.
His age is 55 or 56.
He don't even fucking know.
Yo, nah.
And he was born in London, England, but he identifies as a
Canadian. Yo,
and he's 6'8".
Jesus Christ.
Bro,
Urbana
that's like-
University. Oh, this guy's he's from Toronto. Oh,
He's another Daryl Morey disciple.
Oh my gosh, he is. Oh my god, that's why they had the connection. Yo, so hold on. Now we have to complete the
Spurs.
Yeah, now we have to complete the thing here.
You know,
Brian Wright. Okay, let's see.
I'm pretty sure he's been their GM for a little while.
He's a little bit younger. See, the younger guy made the best move. I'm not surprised.
Jeez.
So he's with the Pistons for 2 years as an assistant GM.
And then he's just been with the Spurs and just worked his way up.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
so
why,
the only one involved in the trade that isn't a Daryl Morey disciple is the one that clearly and obviously won the trade.
I was just yeah. You saw the pics
damn,
too.
he's
bro?
going out sad.
That was a low.
That used to be my guy, man. At one
I
point,
remember.
that was my guy.
He had you so brainwashed that you didn't care about having your first round pick ever.
It wasn't a necessity at the time. It wasn't at the time. It wasn't a necessity.
But then you see pieces like Dalton Connect get drafted for the Lakers with like a like mid-teens pick, and it makes you realize like y'all could have used
But guess
some of those
what?
picks.
The only thing that makes me mad about that is he drafts with the Sixers well. Like Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain. Like he knows how to draft a guard. He just didn't want to do it with James Harden being in the backcourt.
I already have my guard.
I don't need a guard. And yeah, I mean, fair enough, I guess, but it's pretty ridiculous. So yeah, Daryl Morey does not produce good assistants. Is what it's looking like. Where are we at? Do we want to talk? I mean, we already kind of talked about the Caleb Martin.
The Mavs and Lakers both retooled after their big trade. Mavs go get Caleb Martin.
This is bad, man.
Yeah, it's not
I'm
a
not
good
gonna lie. I
trade.
do have something to say about this because we talked about Quentin Grimes on the pod, and I actually think we talked about Caleb Martin on the pod too. It's two players that I do like and I pay attention to, but Quentin Grimes is better.
Yeah.
I think
And
so.
young
yeah.
and
He
younger.
has more upside.
And younger, yeah. So why are you packaging a second with them to get Caleb Martin if you want defense? They both play defense.
Well, the Sixers are probably like, that's Daryl Morey being more competent than his disciples.
Yeah, he's still the head honcho. He can still do it every once in a while.
Well, I don't
for
know
sure.
because Caleb Martin sometimes like with the Heat, he just has moments, man.
He's
know?
nice. No, I'm not saying he's bad, but so is Quentin Grimes.
Quentin Grimes, I haven't seen any moments from him yet.
I guess that's what I don't know. What the Mavs are just an interesting front office thing right now. I mean, like, have you seen it? Have you seen Quentin Grimes?
Also, wait,
A little
no,
bit of
because that
Quentin
trade
Grimes,
is with Nico Harrison.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So like,
he kind of just is just
got
easy
kind of-
easy pickings is what that's called. I feel like mouse in
Also,
the house.
He
For those that
knows,
don't
he's just
know,
trying to- yeah.
if you know the story of Steph Curry and
Oh,
how
yeah.
he switched from Nike to
Crazy
Under Armour,
shit.
what happened is he went to Nike to get presented with a new contract, and the Nike rep number one kept calling him Stephon instead of Stephen,
Stephon Curry.
and then number two, the slideshow that they were using, the PowerPoint presentation they were using during the sales pitch, was very clearly just a recycled Kevin Durant PowerPoint because the guy forgot to change some of the slides from Kevin Durant. Like, there were pictures of Kevin Durant and it said Kevin Durant in there.
And it was very clear. It was like a personal, like, he didn't think Steph Curry was good enough type shit. Like, he could have.
That guy
Showed
that
he
gave
didn't
that
give him the time of the
presentation
day.
is Nico Harrison.
That's what I'm saying. He couldn't see the
current
talent.
Mavs GM.
The same guy that couldn't see the talent in Steph Curry. Like that, I feel like that's the biggest thing you have to take away from that is he couldn't see the talent that is Steph Curry. You know what I mean?
And Luka is a similar kind of like, I don't play defense, but like I can be your entire offense.
This guy, man. Yeah, I don't.
Quentin Grimes. is
And
gonna
you
bless
got to
him.
understand what organization you're GMing for. It's the Mavericks. They won a championship with Dirk. They won their championship with Dirk.
Notorious offense only guy.
And you're talking about I don't see myself being here for a long term, and you're going to do that to the friend. Like, oh, I would lose it as a Mavs fan. I would probably leave. I would probably jump shit, man, because that's
That's some
crazy
hoe
to
shit,
say. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's insane to say. What would you feel like if you're a Mavs fan? What are you doing? Genuine, what are you doing, bro?
I'm genuinely like boycotting the team. Like I'm not watching the games.
But that's
I'm
where I
not.
go.
If I have tickets, I'm selling them.
Yep.
I'm releasing them.
Yep.
Not pulling
People
up.
are doing that with season tickets for next
Yeah.
year. They're selling them. Hella. But that's why I say
Honestly,
the playoffs might be kind of dead, man. We gotta see.
I feel like
AD's got to win them over.
That's true.
yeah.
You think
does
AD
have
could
to
win you
move.
over if you're a Mavs fan? I'm trying to put myself in that shoe.
If he doesn't get injured.
I don't
Like,
know
if
if
we
AD
traded-
is good enough, man.
Like if
AD's
we
good as
traded
fuck, by the way.
like Jason Tatum for like. Fucking,
This is like you remember when I said trade Jason Tatum for Bam or some shit, or like Jaylen Brown for Bam or some shit? I think I said Jaylen Brown for Bam.
because
Similar-
that's even worse because Jaylen Brown's my favorite player on the
That's
team.
what I'm saying. So something like that, because it's almost not even the same level of fleece as this is, but it's still in your eyes, fleece,
Or
and in
not.
most people's
If we
eyes,
traded
fleece.
Jaylen Brown for like Jimmy Butler,
Okay, good. That's a good one. What would you? Yeah, But you still gotta, because you still got Tatum at that point.
or if we traded Tatum. Okay, so I think the perfect way to sum this trade up is like if we traded Jason Tatum for like
Chips.
nah.
Shit.
Because I'm trying to think
Anthony
about like
Davis.
someone
If you
that
traded Jason Tatum for Anthony Davis,
I'd be pissed, bro. Like
that's what I'm saying.
I would be like,
Same
what the
level.
fuck are we doing? What is the vision here?
Yeah, Jaylen
Like,
Brown and Anthony Davis. That's what we want for defense, for defensive purposes.
It is even worse because like Tatum is a good defender already.
I mean, but you could say Davis is a little bit of a
Oh,
better
yeah,
defender.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we wanted better defense. Looking ass. Brad Stevens comes out and says that.
I would feel bad. I'm not gonna lie.
I s-
Like, but if I'm a Dallas fan,
yeah, put your yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like imagine if they traded Miles Bridges.
Looking ass. Yeah.
It's like
Shut the fuck.
I just don't know because it's like I've seen a lot of them. They
for
were crashing
Lonzo
out.
Ball.
They were in the streets crashing out, like you
Yeah,
said.
they were
boycotting
protesting,
shit.
bro.
But it's like you see how like they call it terrorism.
Oh my god.
But like if I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, I'm committing acts of terrorism too. Not
Basketball
only,
terrorism.
but it's like bro, I'm going to every game with like a couple flashbangs, maybe a couple concussions, you know, and I'm just like,
And you think you're getting in with those?
bro, we're doing what I call the prison method, right? And then once we get in there, boom, we're pulling the pin on them bitches.
The pin would get pulled.
So
as
we're
you pull
committed.
them.
So you want to? So if allegedly you're a Mavs fan, you would want to commit acts of terrorism. I feel like that would be a little bit overboard.
A little bit.
Okay.
It's just basketball.
Yeah.
Now,
But listen, say you're a betting Mavericks Dallas fan.
No.
Mavericks, holy shit, Dallas Mavericks fan.
Mavericks
Jesus
Dallas.
Christ.
Shout out Mavericks
Yeah,
Dallas.
Mavericks Dallas.
My favorite celebrity.
But if you're a betting,
You just gotta
Dallas
boycott,
Mavericks.
man. That's what I feel like.
Man, listen,
screw the
man,
betting.
listen,
Screw
man.
it. You gotta boycott it.
these boys got that itch, and when you lose
You gonna
the
bet
main
again?
fuel of the itch, it's like, bro, I don't even want to go. I don't want to even put in this parlay that still is Luka over points and shit like that. He played for LA, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's
Like,
gonna be a
nah,
lot of
I ain't doing
parlays.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. All in all, I feel like Dallas fucking y'all took an L, bro. Like it's not gonna be good in the long run. You know, AD and Kyrie both old as shit. They still got that bag. Don't get it fucked up. But they old
Don't
and
get it
injury prone.
fucked
Injury
up.
prone. So like y'all got some young pieces that can really like hold it down at the same time. Like we've seen when Kyrie and Luka is not healthy. You know, Dallas can still
Facts.
win. But it's like against good pieces, you know what I'm saying? I don't see them like climbing if you don't have Kyrie and AD 100%, in my opinion.
I feel you on that.
So then, some of the minor
But
trades.
it brings defense. My fault. That
Yeah,
was last
that's
thing I was
fair.
gonna say. It
Some of the
brings good
minor
defense.
trades in between blockbusters. You know, we saw Daniel Tice go to the Thunder, so I guess they're trying to shore up their center. depth.
Yeah, bro.
That's
I mean,
that's like
he'll get like
absolutely
3 minutes a
nothing.
game.
The Kings, a little bit bigger name. The Kings win the Valanciunas sweepstakes.
Oh, there was a lot of bitters there. I've
Yeah.
heard.
So they got Sabonis a good backup.
That's cool though. Actually, it's not a bad pick. I like him as a backup, not a starter. 'Cause
Yeah.
he doesn't have to play a lot of
And
minutes.
then our teams
Hey,
did a little exchange.
Thank you.
We gave y'all Jaden Springer, NBA champion.
We'll take those.
Um,
We'll take those.
And we gave y'all 2 second-round picks in return for 1 second-round pick.
We will take those. I mean, I don't know why.
So I was telling you
Second
already,
apron.
Yeah, we might need to get a little further away from the second apron, and also
Maybe.
I think Brad just kind of wanted to have a favor in his back pocket from the Rockets.
Maybe so. I could see that. I hope Jaden Springer gets some playing time because I feel like we need a little bit more shooting.
He's a decent player.
Hopefully he can shoot well. Yeah, I saw him knock down some threes with the Celtics every once in a while, some timely threes. So I'm kind of excited to see.
Reggie Jackson goes to the Wizards.
That's such
for
a Wizards
Jared
player.
Butler.
They get a first round pick from Daryl. Daryl, that's Daryl right there. Here, take a first round pick.
And Reggie Jackson.
Give us
Jared
Butler. Why?
And then 4 second-round picks.
Reggie Jackson was making that much money. That's crazy. They paid Reggie Jackson in the offseason also. I mean, not like that much money, but they paid him enough to where they needed to get off him and gave him a first-round pick. I mean, you got 2 second-round. Yeah, you got 4 second-round picks back. Fair enough, but you still gave up your first-round pick, and that's next year. Who knows if Embiid's going to be healthy next year? Who knows what's going to happen next year? Can't risk that, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, and then
KJ Martin to the Pistons. Ooh, I didn't even see that, and I like that deal. I like that deal.
Cash considerations.
KJ,
gotta get
2
those
seconds,
fax machines.
4 cash considerations. Yep.
Gotta get. Wow.
Isn't that what Kyle Korver got traded for?
Yeah.
So does that just mean you just should have give the organization money
Cash,
just for him?
yep.
So that's lit. I ain't gonna lie.
So this is Daryl Morey doing the owner's work, trying to get the owner some money.
And then the Pistons immediately turned around.
And that's why I didn't see that. The Pistons got Dennis Schroeder, Lindy Waters III,
Yep.
and KJ Martin went to the Jazz.
Hey, Pistons with Dennis Schroeder.
And they swapped second-round picks.
Okay, I mean, not horrible, but obviously not game-changing players here.
Yeah.
The Heat went and got a very Heat player in Davion Mitchell.
Dennis Schroeder says this shit feels like slavery, and then he got sent to Detroit.
And
That
then
is
Detroit-
rough.
And then Detroit said it's not enough.
It's not enough. Raptors. Oh yeah, I forgot. But didn't. Oh, so PJ went to the Raptors now.
Yeah.
Really.
So,
That's the
so
final.
the Clippers sent PJ to the Jazz.
Oh, but
The
they got
Jazz sent
Davion.
PJ to the Heat.
Woo!
And then the Heat sent PJ to the Raptors
See,
for Davion
I
Mitchell.
missed this because I thought PJ was still on the Heat. This is very interesting that they got Davion Mitchell. They're gonna unlock Davion Mitchell.
They
man.
are. He's a very Heat culture player.
That's insane, man. And then PJ took her back to the Raptors, man. Where I think it all started.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lit.
He's gonna retire where it all started, and it's gonna be naturally too. He doesn't even have to sign there. That's cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
that's solid.
And then Dennis Schroeder is gone again. I guess he doesn't. No, never mind. This is what is going on here?
Oh, they had to update it because this was technically part of the Jimmy trade.
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, so the Heat receive Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and Davion Mitchell from this Jimmy trade. Let's talk about them before we talk
And a
about the Warriors.
2025 protected first rounder.
Since we're already talking, but it's we don't know what
It might be. I think it's top 10 or lottery.
But they'll probably still get it because the Warriors are going to be a decent team. Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an interesting trade for the Heat. I feel like they get 3 Heat type of players, and they've already been playing decent with Hero and Jovic and Bam and Khalil Ware.
Khalil Ware, yeah.
Like, I mean, they've already been having kind of a renaissance, and adding these pieces in there, man.
I completely agree.
Shout out to
Andrew
Kyle
Wiggins.
Ware's parents for naming him after Superman's Kryptonian name.
What was you saying?
I feel like adding those pieces, like you were saying, is
Yeah.
going to be really beneficial for the Heat in the long run. Like having Andrew Wiggins next to those names,
I think they can make a playoff run.
Kyle Anderson and Davion Mitchell.
Because
That's good shooting there for real. You know
Andrew
what I'm saying?
Wiggins
Facts.
is a very similar archetype to Jimmy Butler,
100%.
except he's younger and he doesn't want out of Miami.
Yeah. You don't got that dog in him, though. I find it funny that Andrew Wiggins got traded for Jimmy Butler, and then Jimmy Butler got paid way more than Andrew Wiggins would have got paid with the Warriors. Like, it's kind of like Jimmy owning Andrew Wiggins one last time.
Just one last time.
Like, this is what competitiveness gives you, looking ass. Like, it gets me paid. And I guess it does, because at this point, Jimmy Butler has not even played great basketball this year, and he just got paid a lot of money. What was it, like $60 million a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 2-year, $121 million.
Yeah, bro. He got paid based on his ridiculous competitiveness.
Based on the
pretty
fact
much.
his name is Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, and and when he gets in the playoffs, he takes a switch. Andrew Wiggins doesn't do that.
That's true.
I mean, he plays good in the playoffs, but there's not a switch there.
Yeah,
it's not a competitive switch.
Not that
And then,
Jimmy
of course,
Butler.
Danny Ainge had to get involved like a crack addict for some second-round picks.
Yep, Danny Ainge is the cuck of the league. Has to get involved on every little trade, every big trade he wants
Can't
to.
have enough second round picks if you're Danny Ainge.
Every hotel got a Danny Ainge chair where he just sits and watches trades happen, gets a little bit of the side action. Like that's what Danny Ainge likes to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I swear to God, let me get them second round picks. Like I swear to God, and so I mean, that's what Danny Ainge is doing
so the
here.
Jazz, they get cash considerations, 2 second round picks, KJ Martin, like we already said, and then Josh Richardson from the Heat.
good.
Oh, to be a Jazz fan, I'm sure it's so exciting.
Yeah, being there at the bottom.
Okay.
Not even at the bottom on the
Oh,
side.
so now we have to talk about this
So
Jimmy Butler and Warriors fit. 'Cause
Yeah.
I actually have some things to say. I'll let you guys
So
go
I
first on
think-
this.
this is the team we were talking about when I said I still think their ceiling is a second round exit.
I agree.
Because while Jimmy is better than Andrew Wiggins, and they are like the same type of player, so you're not sacrificing too much in terms of having to change the way you play.
Yeah.
I don't think Jimmy Butler is so much better than Andrew Wiggins that it's like, oh, now the Warriors are real title threats.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think Jimmy Butler would have to enter a different mode that we don't think he still has, and I think Jimmy Butler is
35.
What the hell?
35 years old, and I don't think Jimmy Butler has the same energy he had when he was 30, 31 years old, which was when he was doing those crazy-ass final runs.
This is true.
He did. He was 33 when he got there against the Nuggets.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
But that wasn't,
And then he
As
was
cra-
injured last year.
in my opinion, the Nuggets run wasn't as crazy of a run. Like,
Part of me disagrees, but I feel like I only disagree to then agree because in my self-disagreeing, I saw like if he does go on this run at 35, how far can he go and keep it up before he does get injured? You know what I'm saying? Because if he does flip a switch in the playoffs and he just starts teeing up, you know, I'm talking 30 in 8 games, you know what I'm saying? Just boom, 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 boom. It's like, yeah. And, you know, you got Curry doing his thing, but then it's like, bro, Jimmy, you're 35. You don't got the genetics, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know if you can do this.
yeah, and they're not
Boom,
beating
boom,
the Lakers.
boom.
I mean, we're watching them
No,
play right
100.
now, and they came back a little bit. It's a 6-point game. We're going to have to watch the end of this after this pod. But they're not, in my opinion, beating the Lakers in a 7-game series with Luka.
Definitely not.
Even with Jimmy.
Oh, yeah,
Even with
100%.
Jimmy, they're not winning that.
Because then on
There's
Jimmy's
teams that
end,
they have
it's
to
like,
beat, and they can't.
it's like, are you telling me, Jimmy, that you as a 35-year-old man can
This ain't the
face,
East.
can face
Jimmy, Steph, and Draymond, all three of them would have to turn the clock back a cool 7 years.
Yeah.
This ain't the
100%.
East, bro. Like, Jimmy's not going on a crazy-ass run in the West. He's getting first-rounded in the West.
Yeah.
And he's
Has
old
Jimmy
after
Butler
that.
ever been in the West? No.
Minnesota.
Yeah, this is Jimmy. Oh.
And he got
Thank-
first rounded.
Yeah, thank you for that call, bro, because I was about to look stupid. Thank you for that call. You're totally right. And he got first rounded. Was it the Rockets that
And
did
then,
it? I think
yeah.
it was- Yep.
And then he blamed it on the kids.
Yep, yeah. Blamed it on the. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna be Jonathan Kuminga is fucking. He doesn't have that competitive spirit, man.
But now it's looking like Kuminga's probably going to end up in that Iguodala role.
Yeah, and it also looks like Kuminga's not getting a damn contract. So much for that. So much for
Yeah.
that future of the Golden State Warriors.
So
shit.
much for the next Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, no.
Fucking Vince Carter.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Vince Carter was awful one. I don't know what he was talking about, but he jinxed it, man. Like I don't think Kuminga's getting that contract. It'll be interesting to see where he goes. I guess once he gets.
Yeah, who wants to come bucket?
Who wants comeback? It's Detroit.
Indiana.
That wouldn't be a terrible fit for him
That's what I'm
either
saying.
place.
Like yeah,
Bring him to Indiana.
he's going to the East. Is what I predict.
He's going to the East.
Jonathan Kuminga is an Eastern Conference player to a T. Mark this down. I promise you, he will end up in the East at some point, and that's where he will get his role. He will find his role.
Because the
Honestly,
talent scales
he'd be
lean
good
so
on this.
heavy to the West.
Yep, they do, and that's 100%.
Yeah.
And Zach LaVine going to the West with De'Aaron Fox staying in the West just makes it even more imbalanced.
Facts.
I like how DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine
Are back
and
together.
and bro, the Kings
friends.
as a team look nice, but as I said earlier, it's like it's hard to like really see them go far for real, bro.
They're losing to the Trailblazers right now.
Okay, but are we going to talk about... Look at the Trailblazers. They've
They've
won,
been playing good, yes.
They've
but
won, what, like 7 of their last 10?
the Kings. Who are the Kings gonna beat then?
Yeah.
They have to beat somebody.
This is their level.
Like,
And that's just sad, bro.
Do
Because
y'all
like
want to know
on
what the
paper-
Chicago Bulls would look like in the West?
Because on
Not
paper,
really.
on
Well,
paper they look good.
anyways.
On paper they look good. Like
Bro,
look at those names,
they look
bro.
good.
Dude,
Maybe
did
in
you
the
ever?
East.
When did you ever say the Chicago Bulls looked good? When did you ever tell me that? Like, you never talked about the Bulls. And
Nah.
I promise you, Sabonis is not that good that it makes his team way better than the Bulls were.
I mean, I understand that,
Especially
but at
when
the
you
same
trade
time,
in Lonzo Ball for Malik Monk.
Hey, Malik Monk's been playing all right, but come on now.
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah,
Not
he got
the floor
21.
general that
That's what I'm
Lonzo
saying.
is.
Like, look, oh, this is dirty, man. Like, they don't even know who the star is. They
don't even know who
it's
the
20.
star is.
Then that was the problem with the Bulls.
Like, look at the scoring thing.
It's like,
What's
is
the
this
field
Lev-
goal? What's the field goal percentage of Zach LaVine?
It's
That's
like
what I'm saying. Why don't we have field goal percentages? What is
Look at
this
the
Google?
stats, look at the
Go-
Because it's Google box
Google
score.
is horrible.
It's like, is this Levine's team? Is it DeRozan's team? Is it Sabonis's team? Whose team is this now?
And you know what's crazy is
it's
feel
Malik
like,
Monk's.
But why do you think? Damn, yeah, that is pretty fucking crazy. You got all these quote unquote star players, and you got the nigga named Malik Monk
Oh,
going stupid. What we
I don't
looking
love
at?
7 for 18. 3
That's-
for 9. 3 for 9's not bad. 3 for 9's not bad.
From 3, yeah.
1
for 3 for
Hey,
3.
Keegan Murray's back.
DeMar, of course, over 3 from 3.
Holy shit, DeMar
Yeah,
stinking this shit
I don't
up.
like
You got
DeMar,
your,
I say it,
got
Dulles, I
you.
like it.
got your coach fired. Who's -2? Of course, it's Levine not playing no fucking defense. That's your boy right there, Demo. He doesn't play any defense.
He used to.
You did. Okay, that's fair enough.
He did when I liked him a lot.
I mean, he got a block. That's about it.
Oh, what is Jonas doing? 2 for 8. Oh my god.
Yeah!
Oh, -12. Oh.
Trey Lyles, -15.
Jonas and Trey Lyles are the reason they're. Oh, and
Keon
Ellis.
-11.
Bro, he's
That's
supposed
a
to be good at
first.
defense.
Yeah,
Devin Carter, -10.
Oh man.
Why is
Okay.
this-
And oh my god, and they're up big now too. GG's.
Look at Anthony Simmons, bro.
GG's.
Like,
Clap it.
Anthony Simons.
Anthony
shit.
Simmons. Hey, clap it up for them. But I mean, do y'all have
Fake Ant-Man.
do y'all have any more trade deadline things you gotta talk about to wrap this thing up, man?
Celtics got Torrey Craig.
Oh yeah, that happened just
So-
before we recorded the pod. I haven't heard that name. I know obviously who he is. I haven't heard that name in a long time though. So what has he been doing? Like,
That's the question. He averaged. Oh, he was on the Bulls.
oh okay, that's why I haven't heard that name in a long time. But I know he's a good player.
He
Or
got picked up
good
by the
player.
Bulls out of free agency. Played with them for 9 games. Put up 7 points and 3 rebounds.
Okay, fuck it.
That's not bad.
Y'all need some depth. Y'all got it. Y'all chose him over Jaden Springer. Why? I don't
Sixers signed Chuma Okeke to a 10-day contract.
know. Interesting.
Oh yeah, and Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is a Wizard now.
That wasn't even on here.
Oh,
but
and
you
the
need to-
Milwaukee trade.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
Kuzma.
why that wasn't on here.
Kuzma
But
is
yeah,
a buck.
Please
They
talk
give
about
up
that.
on Middleton.
I think that's a good trade for the Bucks.
Yeah,
Looking at
Middleton
Washed. Like
was
the-
so washed he's already in the dryer.
Yeah,
Like-
that's all. I was already about to make a joke about exactly what happened. Yeah, 100%.
And it's like
nail on the
Kuzma.
head.
Kuzma was shitting the bed over at with the Wizards.
But we
He
see,
wasn't shitting the
but
bed.
and he
it's
has he has a level on championship teams. When he
I
gets to
agree,
a championship
I agree.
team, he has a level he can rise to a little bit.
And
because even on the
he
Lakers,
has-
he wasn't bad.
he
You know what I'm
carved out a
saying?
role of like, I'm gonna do all the little things, like not quite like a Draymond role, but like
Many,
like a,
as much as Kyle Kuzma could play Draymond, like he did
yeah.
that.
It's like when they needed someone to go play really high effort defense on one guy, that Brown and AD went, Kuz, you're up.
Maybe
Whenever
hit
they
some timely threes.
Hit some timely threes. He's a decent finisher. Like there's a player there with Kyle Kuzma.
I agree.
He's just not like he shouldn't be one of your primary scoring options.
He's not probably gonna.
I don't know if you saw what I retweeted, but it was like, the Bucks really just got this guy, and it's the comparison graphic of Tatum and Kuzma, with Tatum
God
having
damn it.
Tatum having better shooting than one notch better shooting than
Then
Tatum.
everything else Kuz was
yeah,
better.
yeah, like oh my god, it's pretty.
Let's see.
It's pretty.
So yeah,
hilarious.
Marcus Smart, and they had to attach a first. Damn, one of my goats is washed.
Yeah, and Marcus Smart, he's going to wear the Wizards. Yeah, I saw like a tweet where it's like the new duo in Washington, and it's Chris Middleton
and
Marcus Smart. And
Mm.
someone's like, "This is the saddest post this account has ever made."
It's like in
I was
2018,
like, oh my gosh.
this would have moved me.
And listen, maybe we're gonna eat our words a little bit. I feel like in Washington, washed players can do their thing sometimes. But I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know,
kind of
bro.
where they sent. That's like the NBA Rehabilitation Center.
Low key.
You had Russ go there,
I
got a
was just
trade
about
to
to
the
say.
Lakers.
Mm.
You had Kristaps go there, got a trade to the Celtics, and won a chip.
And Russ doing nice things on the Nuggets now, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
It took him a couple years bouncing around in LA where they didn't really understand what role to put him in.
all I know is the playoffs this year are gonna get insane, man.
Let's see what else we might have missed out on.
Yeah.
Pacers sent Wiseman to the Raptors for.
Yep. Masai Ujiri buying low. That's what
Oh
it
yeah,
does.
Kevin Porter Jr.
Oh
went
yeah,
to the
Ingram.
Bucks.
Ingram went to the
Oh,
Raptors.
Ingram to the
You
Raptors.
said KPJ went to the Bucks?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a big one for me too.
Marshawn
Because
Beauchamp.
I think KPJ was kind of he is a rapist allegedly, but he was low key fit. he was low key fit in. Oh no, he's not a rapist. He beats his girl or
He-
something.
he's a
like that.
woman beater.
He's a woman beater allegedly. But besides that fact, he was fitting good in with the Clippers. So like I'm surprised that they actually got rid of him.
They
Like,
said there can only be 177 in LA.
I guess
Man.
so. And so now he's on the Bucks, and that's a good piece for the Bucks because the Bucks were looking like who was gonna shoot and handle the ball a little bit on this team, and it was gonna
Outside
be
of Dame.
yeah, and it was gonna be nobody. So it's good that they got him. That's an underrated move that people are gonna see more in the playoffs probably.
I feel that.
And then Ingram to the Raptors, which I think it makes them
Doesn't-
better, but how much better?
Yeah, it
does
doesn't
make 'em?
move me, but I see that's what Masai Ujiri kind of just does.
They're just trying to get better.
That's what he does.
Wherever they can.
And I like Masai Ujiri. I respect his knowledge on things. So I mean, hopefully.
And
it'll
then
work
for the
out.
Pelicans, it's Brandon Ingram was going to leave in the offseason, so you want to get something back. And the pieces they got back are not horrible. They're decent fits for what they got going on. You got Kelly Olynyk, who offensively is going to be a really good fit next to Zion. You want a center that's going to play more defense, but for now, it's an upgrade over Daniel Tice.
Yeah.
And then Bruce Brown is just one of those guys you can stick into any rotation, give him 10, 15 minutes, and he's not going to fuck anything up.
I agree.
So, considering you could have gotten nothing, it's not a bad return for Brandon Ingram.
It's not, and I feel like if you watched any Pelicans games, first of all, I'm sorry, like that shit sucks. But like,
Yeah.
second
Like,
of all,
why
like he's
are
he's checked out, bro. Like
He doesn't give a fuck about hooping for them anymore.
bro. And that's what makes it hard to watch the games. Like, it's kind of like an infection, like you were talking about with soccer with Rashford infecting United. It's the same thing. Once one person doesn't care, it kind of rubs off. So
Especially
you
if
got to
it's
get them out.
Someone that's like a key part of your team and what y'all are
And
trying
used
to do.
to care.
And
like,
used to care. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Is Brandon
like
Ingram
Jimmy
just
on the
NBA Marcus Rashford?
Right now he is. Right now he is. Right now he is. But I don't think he's permanently Rashford.
But how much of that equates?
I think he can get out of it.
How much of that equates to him just being high all the time? Not really
That's
giving
a good
fuck?
point.
Because
Also-
weed is legal now in the NBA, I think.
And Brandon
fully.
Ingram is like, it didn't matter if it got
And you see it
legalized.
with-
Yeah,
you
but
see
now
with
it's like
KD now?
even more, you know? It
But
has to
yeah.
be.
But you see with KD now, nigga don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Oh,
He just smoke
KD
shit.
still cares about winning this guy.
I mean, all he does is
Brandon
smoke and
Ingram-
hoop the same way Brandon Ingram
Yeah.
just smoking hoop.
Brandon
but
Ingram
Brandon
is just like
is-
great value KD at this
You
point.
know what I'm saying?
We'll see him in
I'm just
Toronto.
Slenderman built. I smoke weed. I play ball.
We'll see him in
Get
Toronto.
no bitches.
We'll see him in Toronto.
That part.
That's all I gotta
Nigga
say.
losing himself, man.
Okay.
KD was in that club talking about.
He needs Scotty Barnes, okay?
Oh god, but nigga was practicing at J on the Huss.
I mean, they saw the way that Brandon Ingram and Zion played off of each other, and they said, "Hey, Scotty is pretty similar offensively to Zion. You know, gets the meat of his scoring in the paint."
Zion can't be the number one option. Man.
I don't like
Yeah,
that.
no, Zion is the number one option. Is barely a playoff team.
Yeah. The Pelicans need to do some thinking.
They need to hire new physios because how the fuck do you have this many injuries throughout the year? Do you see that?
God.
What's it called? DeJounte Murray's out for the season.
Yep, I saw that. I'm sorry to Willie Green, man, because he's a decent coach.
Was that an Achilles?
Yeah,
Because
And
Willie Green's
that's the new ACL tear.
pretty much new, fucked up.
Yes.
And Willie Green's a good coach, and he just always gets the bad deck of cards. It feels like
Short end of the stick. Yeah.
like he never. Hopefully, he'll get an assistant role somewhere if he gets fired, and then work his way back up and get another chance at a head coach job. 'Cause
I mean,
I think if
don't
he gets a
think
chance,
they'll fire him. Because, like, who else are you going to convince at gunpoint to go be the fucking Pelicans
hear me out.
coach?
Hear me out. If you need a new front office, sometimes if you want,
They like to clear house.
if you want a good general manager, he's gonna say, "I want my coach."
But they have David Griffin. He's a really good general manager. He's just
The way things are fucking going,
Listen,
it doesn't look like
he's
it,
just
man.
in such a shitty market that it's hard for him to attract talent that wants to play there.
Okay, but then are we gonna be just coddling the Pelicans all day, or are we gonna just clear house? Like eventually they're gonna clear house.
Eventually, yeah, but
When is that gonna be? We gotta find out, I guess.
once they give up on Zion.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got
Yeah.
too much pride with Zion, bro. You're
Well,
like, we invested.
This
in him.
is the guy that we traded Anthony Davis for. He was
That's
supposed
true.
to be our
You
Luka.
know?
I get the pride there, but eventually that's gonna be let go. It has to be. There's no way.
Speaking of Luka,
There he is. But any other trade that we're missing? You think? I think we're good now.
Yeah.
There
Let me
might be
double
some
check.
small ones, but I think we addressed the big ones now
Boom, and Curry with an air ball.
because it felt like we were missing one.
oh yeah, Terrence Mann and Bones Highland go to Atlanta for Bogdan.
Oh, that's
Bogdanovic.
horrible trade for the Clippers. I don't
And then
know.
the DeAndre Hunter
Yeah,
trade.
that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, okay.
DeAndre Hunter goes to Cleveland for Karis LeVert, George Niang, and 3 second-round picks and 2 swaps.
I think the Cavs get a lot better, but in terms of beating the Celtics, I don't know if you've seen the comp. That man DeAndre Hunter just gives up when he tries to guard Jason Tatum. He just gets cooked, and then he's just like, ah.
I can't guard this motherfucker.
And so hopefully they have someone else guarding Tatum in that series.
And
Is
then-
all I gotta say.
Speaking of the Martin twins,
Yep.
the Phoenix Suns did end up making a trade deadline move. They traded Yusuf Nurkic to the Hornets with a 2026 first-round pick
Yeah.
attached to him for Cody Martin and Vasilije Micic
And I like this.
and a
'cause
second.
Martin needs to be. Both the Martin twins need to be on a contender. So to see that makes me happy because they're both contending players. That's just who they play a contending brand of basketball. But the Suns' office, they're in shambles, and it's sad to see because it's still James Jones, man. He's kind of lost his team a little bit. Apparently, it's toxic in the locker room. You heard that? It's bad in the Suns' locker room right
Hate
now.
to hear that.
It's not a good place to be. Apparently, according to the reports. So sad to see, but James Jones will probably not be keeping his job after this year. And James Jones he's someone I wanted to see succeed because LeBron's ultimate teammate, man.
Yeah, his career has kind of been like I think the most noteworthy thing he did, other than obviously the KD trade, was give the Lakers Tyson Chandler when they needed a center.
Facts. Yeah, but besides that, I mean, obviously the Luka trade started it all, and
Yeah.
now we got the best trade deadline in NBA history. And
Yes, sir.
I can't be more excited for like
Post All-Star break.
Yeah, the stuff coming up, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make an All-Star break episode, probably like see what happens. The All-Star break. Imagine just the players talking to each other in the All-Star break. Like this is gonna be like an entertaining All-Star break just for the players. I feel
Luka and
like.
AD walking into that locker room, bro.
That's crazy. Man.
Ah.
Insane. Dude. Oh my god, I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see
It's
what's
gonna
about
be
to
nice to
happen.
see.
Yeah, when AD plays the Lakers for the first time.
Yeah,
And
'cause that's
Luka
coming
plays
up
the
soon.
Mavs
'Cause that's coming up soon.
Bro, and
Yeah.
Luka's gonna play the Mavs for the first time.
Bro.
Imagine. Luka's gonna go off,
It's gonna
man.
feed families.
Yeah,
man.
I think
When is that game? Let me
It's
see.
in like 2
February
weeks.
something, I thought.
It's in like a week or 2.
It
Yeah,
is.
man.
It's coming up. Not Acre. Lakers. BS versus Mavs. When? Okay. February 25th.
Okay, so I mean that's appointment television, obviously, but yeah, I mean, besides that, man,
So
hope you
that's-
enjoyed this episode.
19
Shit.
days.
Y'all got anything else to say?
Shout out
Oh yeah, you need to
to.
do a shout out.
Shout out to Rob Pelinka for putting on his fucking
Yeah.
big boy pants, bro.
Yeah, he's not gonna get fired anytime soon. We mentioned that in the pod too. We were talking about him maybe getting fired. Nope, that was a false statement. But anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed, man.
Y'all take it easy.
Yes, sir. See you later.
Peace.